Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Indieverse Radio Show. I'm your host, Thomas Jackson, and this week I've actually got a very special guest. He's a musician from Manchester. Why don't you introduce yourself, Brandon Smith-Warner, and tell everyone who you are?
Hello. I'm called Brandon. I actually went to school with Tom many years ago. I've been in a few bands in Manchester. Not done much, just small bands. Recorded some music, done some songs, had some fun. It's all good.
Yeah, and today we're going to be finding a little bit about you, some projects that you're working on, some stuff that you've been doing, and how about you introduce us to your first song, one of your own?
One of my own songs. The first song, I've got two recorded recently. The first one's called Out of Time.
Welcome back. That was Out of Time by Brandon Smith Warner, the man who's on this very show today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that song, how you came about making it, a little bit behind it?
Yeah, so it was just a case of during the first lockdown, I needed to try and find something to do. So I tried setting up a studio again. I've got my MacBook that I do my music on. I've got my audio interface. I've got all my guitars and stuff, and I got a new pedal board. So I just tried setting it all up, giving it a whirl, and then I've kind of just wanted to make a new song because I was kind of bored of playing all the other ones. So I had a bit of a sit down for half an hour, tried to come up with a few riffs and stuff like that. And for me, like when I get a riff, I then just kind of put more stuff to it and then just go with it from there. I don't really make it about anything most of the time. I just go with what I think sounds quite good. And actually with that song, I had 3 or 4 sets of lyrics for it because I just hated all of them. And I just could not get something that I liked. But the one I settled with I quite like.
Yeah, it's definitely been really good. I'm a big fan of it. And has this been how you've been finding working through lockdown? Has it been a struggle, or have you been able to crack on a bit more with less distraction?
Oh, it's really boring. I've not been doing much work because I work at a conference centre, so we've not been able to do anything. We had loads of exams on over like September for NHS workers who had to sit exams to do different things, so I was in quite a bit then. But it's literally just been a case of not doing much at all. So,
well, obviously you've been able to get quite creative because that's not your only song you've made through lockdown, is it?
Yeah, no, I've made a few songs. I've only recorded 2 of them. A good friend of mine, Ollie Williamson, mixed and mastered them, so I'll give him a little bit of a shout out there. He's brilliant, so I just send over any tracks to him, and he does a really good job on them. But yeah, this next one that I've done is it's actually my favourite song that I've ever done. It's the only song I'm really proud of and that I really like. It's called I Never Said.
Discover something new with Indie Rocks Radio, Manchester's rising station.
Under Pressure there by Queen and David Bowie, one of the greatest collaborations I think that have ever happened. And that's got me thinking, Brandon, is there any artist that you would really desperately want to collaborate with and create a piece of music with?
I mean, there's quite a few that I could choose from, but I'll probably go down the realistic route. I'd say a local band in Manchester, actually, a band that I'm good friends with, called Somersons, or Somersons. They'll hate me for saying Somersons. Somersons. That'd be a cool collab. The lead vocalist Matt has just got the best voice ever, so having him sing over a few tunes would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we've actually had Somersons on the show before. They were actually played Warpaint on our very first broadcast.
That's a good tune. That's a good song.
Is there any music from them that you really like?
Every single thing they make is fantastic. Like, there isn't a song that they've made that isn't good. So I've been lucky enough to work with them and record their music with them and do gigs with and for them, and help them just with that, and it's been brilliant. All the stuff they do is fantastic. Like, you can hear them play a song live a million different times, and it'll be a little bit different every time, and it'll be better every single time. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've actually seen them live. I did their photo shoots when they released Warpaint.
Yes,
I'm very excited to see them again. Is there any songs that you would want to play by them right now?
I think Same Mistakes, the newest one, is absolutely fantastic. There's a good one for you. Yeah, Same Mistakes.
Tune in on a Wednesday evening on Indie Rocks Radio to Anything Goes, but only if I like it. Playing classic indie and new indie underground sounds of the last 50 years. Anything Goes, but only if I like it. On a Wednesday evening, Indie Rocks Radio, 10 till midnight.
That was Lie to Me by Red. That's another band Brandon would want to work with in the future, isn't that right?
Oh yeah, they're absolutely phenomenal.
And it was kind of a funny thing that you mentioned already about Somersons, Brandon, because it was actually someone I wanted to ask you about, and working with them and meeting them, because there was a band that I'm quite fond of here in the local area of Manchester, which is where we live.
Oh yeah,
And I knew that you already did quite a lot of collaborative work with them. You were working with them in the gigs quite often, and organising a couple of things for helping them out. So I just wanted to know about how you met them and what your experience was with them.
Yeah, so it was a second-year university project, actually. I had to put on a gig in Manchester with my friend Ollie, actually, who I spoke to before, and another friend called Josh. And we decided to do a sort of battle of the bands kind of thing. And to try and get some bands interested, I went and did a bit of sort of like networking. So I went to a few friends' bands to see their gigs, stayed throughout all the night, as you should. If you go to a gig, stay and watch everybody. And Somersons, I keep saying Somersons, it's Somersons were playing. And I instantly was just blown away as soon as I saw him. So I went up to go and speak to him afterwards and asked them if they wanted to play at the gig that I was putting on. They absolutely jumped at it and said yeah. And then since then, just been working together quite a bit. Got to a point just before COVID happened where we were going to try and put like a release plan out, gig plans, stuff like that. But then obviously the world kind of came to a stop. So they just started releasing a bit of the music. And it's really good fun working with them. And hopefully after COVID, I'll be able to keep doing it because absolute good guys.
Yeah, and I know we've already had one of them on, but I think we'll have another one of their songs on because I do really love them. And what would you say to playing Warpaint, eh?
Oh yeah, let's do that. That was a good gig.
Indie Rocks Radio.
Welcome back. That's Changes by Three Doors Down. And Brandon, I played that song as it links to my next question for you. I know on this show we be quite positive, and obviously the music industry, it has its issues, as all industries do and all walks of life do. It has issues. And I just wanted to wonder, is there anything that, if you had the power, would you want to change about the music industry right now?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because obviously there's loads right with it, but there is also quite a bit that's wrong with it as well. But for me, it'd probably be a case of like just normalising the fact that you can like any sort of genre of music and then like a different genre as well. Say you're a band. I'm guilty of this actually. Say like a band like Paramore, who went from stuff like their Riot music, and then you've got stuff like Decode, which is just, in my opinion, Decode's one of the best songs ever made, I think. And then you've got their new stuff, and I'm not a fan of their new stuff. And at first I was critical, and then looking back at it, I'm like, maybe just don't. If a band changes direction, it's what they think is best for their music. So just kind of keep supporting the artist, even if you don't like the new music. Supporting different genres and not even not demonizing things. Like, obviously loads of people have got this view of people who like heavy metal are all aggressive and horrible, where in fact some of the nicest people I've ever met are massive metalheads. Yeah,
exactly. I think like the nicest concert I've ever been to was metal, and it was with the nicest audience ever. Yeah, and it's quite a good thing that you were saying that. It's something I agree with quite a lot. I remember when Arctic Monkeys released their Tranquility-based Hotel and Casino album, a lot of people complained saying, "What's this? This isn't Arctic Monkeys. It's different." And I was saying, well, were people, when the Beatles changed their style of music, how many different genres of music have the Beatles gone through in the sense of stylistic choices, and they developed and experimented so much throughout their career. Like, we wouldn't have got such brilliant albums from them if they just stayed doing I Want to Hold Your Hand every day for the rest of their lives. And also, artists are going to get bored to tits. Yeah. We want them playing music forever if possible, so whatever is going to keep them doing that's what I want to see.
Yeah, like you don't like grow as an industry or anything like that without taking slight experiments in your music and stuff like that. You don't become a better musician if you just stick doing the same thing constantly. You've always got to try new things, and people that just don't accept that and then turn that into hate, it's just like, no, just support people. Don't hate on someone just because they've tried something new and it hasn't really worked for you. It might have worked for them or other people. Like Bring Me the Horizon, perfect example for that. Bring Me the Horizon were really, really heavy, then they went really, really soft. And now they're starting to go heavier again. Now they've got like that massive, massive audience from people that like the softer stuff and the heavier stuff. And now they're all loving the new stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it just brings in a new audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And do you have any songs that you can think of that are all about change that you really like?
I think the one that hit me most, I don't know if it's fully about change, but it's along those lines. The one that I always think of is called Wrong Side of Heaven by Five Finger Death Punch.
Join me, Richard Isles, every Tuesday from 6 p.m. for Decades Rock History. Each week we'll traverse the sounds of the past, from rock and roll originals right through to the harder metal tracks of modern day, with all the variations of rock in between. Even with songs from yesteryear, you can still discover something new right here on Indie Rocks Radio.
The Conjuring by Intervene there. A new band breaking it out onto the indie circuit. And Brandon, you've been performing quite a while now, haven't you? Since high school, and now obviously through uni, and that's a lot of years of performing live. And I was wondering if you had any advice for new artists, especially coming into a post-COVID industry.
I think that the advice I can give is based from my work as like a sound engineer and a lighting engineer at festivals. I did things like Dot to Dot Festival, Great Escape Festival, Why Not Festival last year. I've even done lights with Slow Readers Club, which was really fun. Doing that in front of 2,500 people, learning from their engineer, that was absolutely fantastic. So I think my advice comes from that sector, really, in that everyone I saw out in that field where they were actually starting to progress their careers, get up to bigger stages on festivals, get their names out there, they always made sure people knew who they were and knew about their music. So they would always they'd go to gigs and stuff, and they'd introduce themselves to people and meet people, and they'd make sure those people know who they are. So it's sort of like, just getting your name out there, because if you don't get your name out there, people aren't going to listen to your music. But the more people you speak to that know about you, the more people that probably will listen to your music and give it a try, and then they'll show their friends about it, and then they'll show their friends, and then it just can be a snowball effect from there.
Yeah, so the best way to sort of sum that up is just don't be shy and talk to people.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Is there any artists that you're looking forward to now that we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, it seems, with COVID and getting the vaccines out, which is very good news? And is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing once this all ends?
Oh, yeah. A band they actually played earlier called Red. They're from America. They're only, I say a small band. They're not actually a small band, but they're not, like, massive. So they've never really played in the UK before. And they were meant to play just after my birthday last year, right next door to where I work. I was like, finally announced a Manchester show after years of waiting, like 8 years of waiting for it. And then COVID happens, and then, they didn't play. And then it got pushed back, and then it got pushed back again. So now it's in September of this year. I really hope that goes ahead. I really do. But we'll see. But I cannot wait to go and see them live. They are absolutely incredible. I don't think they've ever released a song I've not liked. And they've got 5 albums out now, maybe 6.
How about we take number one of those songs from those albums?
Yeah, sure. I think their first album back in 2006, a song called Lost.
Do you have an iPhone?
Hello.
You can now listen through Simple Radio. Find it via the App Store.
Fool by Nova Story there, Brandon. And I don't know if you caught on yet, but there's a reason behind me wanting to play that song for you. During my first year at college, you actually performed a gig with them.
Yeah.
And that gig was also the very first gig I ever went to.
Oh, yeah. You chose a good one. You chose a good one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when you were with Crimson, were
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah. Crimson just before the Divide, I think it was. Was it? Yeah, I think it was. They were... Nova Story were headlining at Academy 3 with Dusty Pop, who were the promotions company. And I was on the support for that. And look at where they are now. They're doing so good right now.
I know.
Yeah, they've got some really good music out.
And it was weirdly, Nova Story were also the first people I ever made a music video for through uni.
Are they?
Which was very
really?
strange. But it never got put out because they hated the music video.
Oh, okay.
Because the supposedly the lecturer went to him and went, "Here's the idea." They went, "Oh, we're not a big fan of it." And then the lecturer was like, "Just go with it anyway." And they were like, "Okay."
Oh.
And then, of course, they never used it.
Oh, yeah. They don't like the idea, then they're not going to...
Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, well. I know how to feel it.
Yeah, they're a good bunch, then.
I want to give a few extra questions for a few... I know these aren't going to go on the radio show. These are going to go exclusively on the Indieverse website. So I have a few just little fun questions, something to get to know about you, a few extra people for the dedicated listeners of the Indieverse show.
Cool.
And one thing is, what is one of the most useless talents that you have? Like,
wow. I don't actually... Oh... There's quite a few. There's probably quite a few useless talents. I'm gonna have to have a think now.
Well, I don't know if you call it useless, but I know you're very good at carrying in Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay, there's a good useless talent. I'm good at games. Kind of, maybe.
Very big sweats.
Yeah, a bit like Rocket League, a bit of Rainbow Six Siege. Carry Tom quite a lot on that. There's a useless talent. I can shoot a gun in a video game. There we go. Although actually, no, in saying that, it's not useless for the pros, but it's useless for me because I'm not a pro.
Oh yeah, neither am I, and that's definitely sure.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of rock stars. They live that rock star life, getting into trouble, sex and drugs and rock and roll, as they all say. What is the most trouble you've ever got into at a gig?
At a gig?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be one of the gigs I at the festival last year, surely. I don't know if this is trouble or not. It's the closest I've probably been. But I was running a stage at Great Escape Festival in Brighton in 2019. And on the first night of the festival, our stage closed at like 8:00, and then all the big stages started. And my tutor from university, I was in the final year of uni, and my tutor was down there, who I got on with really well. Danny, he was called, and he knew I was there, so he gave me a text, and I went and met up with him to have a chat because I needed to extend some coursework because I was down there working, so I couldn't meet a deadline. So I spoke to him about it, and this was as I was like probably up there with the most drunk I've ever been, and I don't get drunk often, but maybe the most drunk I've ever been, walking around Brighton, which I've never been there before, trying to find him, and I found him at this really posh hotel on the beachfront, right? And he was there with the band that he manages, and one of the band members, it was like a VIP hotel party where you have to have like a band to get in. One of the band members just took off their band and snuck me into the hotel for the party. So like it was this like full on like after show party in this like really posh fancy hotel I just blagged my way into by accident.
Is there anyone there that you were able to meet through doing that?
I was too drunk, I can't remember, I'll be honest. But no, it was brilliant. That was a lot of fun. That's the closest I've been, probably, because I don't do much. I don't do much else. But yeah, that was good.
And then, if you weren't pursuing a career in music, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Oh,
I know it's a very odd question. It's
yeah, because pursuing music's difficult, obviously. There is a big element of luck in it. Like, you can be as good as you want. Even with like what I actually do with engineering and light teching and stuff like that, it's all about getting in with the right band that then go forwards. Like the people I worked with last year, Jake and Callum, they own a business called Light and Noise, which is part of Scruff of the Neck in Manchester, who I worked with. And they are the light and sound tech for Larkins and Cassia. So they like tour around the world with them. I was learning from them. So it's just getting a band and a group of people to work with is tricky. I've not answered the question at all there, so I'll actually answer the question now. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to get into like the gaming industry. That'd be quite cool. Like even stuff like coding and after like being a pro player, that'd be really cool. But I'm not good enough for that yet. Although I did read.
We used to play pro griffball.
Oh, that was a throwback. Back when griffball was a thing in Halo. Yeah, like what was it? It was fourth best team in the world at one point.
Yeah, fourth best, second in the UK. Which has probably got to be the saddest, weirdest flex ever.
I'll flex on that all day. That's a griffball's great.
We had the move of the falling squid.
Oh yeah.
And we used to have our own tactics names, which the enemy would do the exact same thing, except call it a different name.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd probably go down the gaming route, mate. Oh, no, actually, no. Chef, cook, or gaming. There's the three. There's the three for you. Because I do love my cooking.
I feel like we're getting to the end of the show now, Brandon. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Likewise, it's been nice.
And make sure that you come back to the Indieverse next Saturday. We're here 8 till 9 every Saturday. And don't just come back for us, come back for any time you like, because this station plays 24/7 non-stop with all the best indie music going. And if you're interested in knowing a few extra things about Brandon, such as his most useless talent, some of the trouble he's gotten up to at a gig, or what he'd be doing if he wasn't in music, make sure you check out the Indieverse website, where we'll be posting some exclusive content on there. And if you want to find that, you can find the link on our social media at Indieverse_radio, where you'll be able to contact us as well and get on the show yourself if you're interested in that. And Brandon, is there anything you'd like to finish off with?
Yeah, I think so. Summer Sons, I did it again. Summer Sons, they're going to be releasing some new music soon. I work with them loads. Want to try and help them out as much as I can. And if you've not listened to them or heard of them, follow them on all their socials, because you're missing out. They're absolutely incredible. When live music returns, make sure you're at one of their gigs, and you'll go to more and more after that, because they just get better and better every time you see them. They've got a song coming out soon called Like Armour. It's an absolutely incredible song again. another one. I don't really know when it's coming out yet, but it will be coming out very soon. So give that a listen on Spotify when it's out.
And Brandon, how about you send the audience off home with one of your favourite songs?
Yeah. So this is a UK-based band called Dream State. They're quite big now, and this song is called White Lies.
Indie Rocks Radio. New artists and classic hits 24 hours a day.